Okay, I hope everybody is ready. I hope everybody is pumped. I'm pumped. This is the Master Your Mind 5-Day Challenge, and we are about to get started. I'm just going to go over a couple of things right now, just while we're waiting for some folks to find us, because I know that a lot of folks are coming. First of all, if you have not downloaded your success journal yet, please do it. You can register for the challenge with the link that I put in the video description, and I'm going to go ahead and pop it into the chat as well. We've got some group leaders. I see some friendly familiar faces and names popping up in the chat. So that's fantastic. Go ahead right now and just put in the chat where you're joining us from, so we can see the beautiful global community that is coming together for this challenge. We are going to be here today and for the next 4 days after today to master our mind and learn the basic foundational points for mindset mastery. So hold on one second. I'm just grabbing the link for you guys to register and get your success journal. If you cannot join us every day, please don't worry about it. It'll be fine. These are going to be available on recording here, so you're going to be able to get it either way. So if you do have your success journal, I'm going to go ahead and say, get it ready, because we're going to be working in that today a whole lot. So if you are a group leader, we've got, what we've done is we have several really fantastic group leaders who are here to help answer questions. They've been through the MYM challenge before. Maybe they've been through the MYM mentorship before, and they know a whole lot about what we're doing. And so we've handpicked these amazing people to help you through. So if you're a leader, go ahead and say that in the chat. Now, you guys are split up with leaders by whatever the first letter of your last name is. So I know that we started out with Kendra McLaughlin. I see her wonderful name right there. Kendra, go ahead and type those letters in that you were assigned. I know that Kendra got the first part of the alphabet because I had written her name down first. So here, I'll go ahead and see if I can grab that as well. We've got Kendra McLaughlin. We've got Jaime Munoz, Lundquist Munoz, and we've got Alejandra Cabrera. We've got Heather. Let's see, hold on one second. Prem and Sherere. So we are going to, here we go. I'm just popping that in there, and we're actually missing a letter. So S through V is Prem. She noticed that yesterday. She said, did you leave out S for a reason? No, I did not leave out S for a reason other than I made a mistake. So let me change that real quick. And that is who you are looking for if you are trying to find your leader. So I see a bunch of people saying ready, ready, ready. Here's a couple things that I need you to have ready. Paper, pen, and some water. And yes, I am going to pop on and show you my face in just a second. I promise. I'm just grabbing links and trying to put some stuff into the comments for you right now that will be useful for you. So I will be popping on. You'll see my face in just a moment. You're not missing that much, I promise. But we are going to get started. So one of the things that all of we creators do is whenever anybody asks if you're ready for something, we have one thing that we really, really like to say, and that is that I'm born ready. So are you guys ready to learn and up-level your mindset and be true creators who are focused on manifestation? Are you ready? I want to see what you have to say to that question. I want to see what you have to say to that question. Are you ready? Because the right answer is, I am born ready. I see some born readies. All right, cool. Well, let me get this logo off of here if I can figure out how to stop my screen share. And let's see. There we go. Here I am. Hey, everybody. For those of you all who don't know me, I've been around for a while. The Master Your Mind program was the very first collaborative program that the I Am Creator and Master Sri Kashin have brought to you. And we partnered together to do this. So welcome. I'm really honored to be here. I'm honored that you're investing your time here. So I just want you to take a second and thank yourself for this investment of time because it is significant. All right, so what we're going to do today and for the 4 days after today is we are going to focus on the basics of mindset. And if you haven't already registered and gotten your success journal, please go do that. It is free. It is big. It's a significant success journal, and we're going to be going through it every single day. So the number one thing that you need to know while you're working to master your mind is that it's all about emotional intelligence. Everything with mind mastery wraps back to emotional intelligence. Now, every single Monday, you're probably used to seeing me come on here about this time live to bring you different topics having to do with mindset. My wonderful business partner and dear friend, Kendra McLaughlin, always joins me and we have these wonderful discussions. Well, those little pieces are part of all of this, but right now, this is practical application. This is you. You've got your pen, you've got your paper, you've got your guidebook, you've got your water. Water is so important. You've got to be hydrated and you are ready to learn. So this is really go time. All right. This is not a class like if you go to high school or college, university, and you take a bunch of notes and then you try to go implement it in your life. This is something that we are going to be doing actively with each other all week so that you can start to get those habits down, those markers of your behavior. Okay, if that makes sense. This is all about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is your bedrock of knowing how to handle and navigate any situation throughout any point of any day of any year. Now, let's just think about some of the stuff. Now, I'm in the US. I live in Memphis, Tennessee. And I know that we have creators all over the world and we saw some different locations pop up. I saw Canada, I saw France, I saw somebody's in Philadelphia, also in my beloved USA. We've had some crazy stuff going on here. The whole world's been seeing some crazy stuff with the pandemic, lockdown, different levels of freedoms given and revoked, different things like that, political uprisings. There's all sorts of stuff. And if we really dive in to those things, man, it can really bring you down. Give me a yes in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Have you ever just been kind of in a cycle and there's all these things happening around you and somehow it seems as though you kind of just can't keep that positive flow because of all the junk around you? Anybody? Yeah, absolutely. Right. So me too, but not anymore. And the reason is because I understand the keys to emotional intelligence. Mindset mastery is investing in increasing your emotional intelligence. So what we're going to do is we're going to start right in with your success journal. So if you've got your success journal, I want you to go to page 3. We are going to recite the Creator's Creed together. Now, if anyone here is in CC Plus, which I know some of you all are, you know that we do this at the beginning of CC Plus. Now, I don't have the cool little karaoke scroll with all the words on it, but I did print it page 3 of your success journal. So I'm going to read this, and then we're going to dive into the different areas that we're going to focus on today and this week. All right. Our Creator's Creed, are you ready? First, take a cleansing breath in through your nose into your deep belly. All right, let's go. I am creator. My mind is open to change. I believe in the unbelievable. I have absolute trust in you and I, the creator of life. My body is my temple. I nourish it with goodness. I move it for flexibility. I train it for strength and stability. My surroundings are pure with love, joy, and peace. This allows the space for me to become the best version of myself. I live in abundance of great health, wealth, and a life filled with happiness. I am in absolute alignment with you in body, mind, and spirit. I'm always in the moment with gratitude for life. for all the experiences that give me the opportunity to grow and flourish. I am here as love, to give love to all who need it, to be the vibration of positivity, to impact, to lead, to contribute beyond myself. My time is now. My peace is now. My connection is now. My freedom is now. I am here now, in flow, with you, in oneness. Amazing, amazing. If you joined me for that creed, thank you. If you didn't, I hope that you felt the energy and intention of the creed, because it is powerful, people. Can I get a yes? Can I get a yay? Can I get a I'm born ready in the chat? You guys are really interactive and I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're going to focus on 4 levels, and I'm not going to go through. I'm not the teacher that goes through and reads the textbook to you. You've got your guidebook. You've got some eyes. You can read it. But we are going to go to page 5. Page 5, you've got some blanks, so I'm going to help you fill in your blanks. All right, so emotional intelligence is the level of, it's just the same as what you think of intelligence, you know, smarts, the ability to think on your feet, the ability to relate, make sense in things, reason. Well, it is the same, but with emotions, right? So, but there are several different things that people call emotional intelligence. So regardless of what you called it, I just want to get all the different terms out on the table so that there's no word confusion. We're going to actually use the term emotional intelligence, but there's no word confusion. So I want you to write down in those top 4 blanks on page 5, EI. Obviously, I've said it several times. EI stands for emotional intelligence. Okay, EQ is the exact same thing, but some people call it the emotional quotient, the emotional intelligence quotient. So that's what you're going to write there. So first blank, emotional intelligence. Second blank, emotional intelligence quotient. All right, the third one is EL. So this one, I am an executive coach. I've been going into companies and businesses for years and years and years and helping people live better lives through management structure. It's really just a more business way to implement mindset. But in that type of a setting, the EL is the predominant way that people refer to emotional intelligence, and that's emotional leadership. And then you have the ELQ. You can probably guess what the Q means. Emotional leadership quotient. All right, so all of these things boil down to the exact same thing. Isn't that interesting? Have you ever had an item that has several different names for it and different people may call it different things? There's no confusion now. So you've got emotional intelligence quotient, emotional leadership quotient. If you hear anybody talk about any of those things, this is what they're talking about, okay? All right, so I do want you to go down just while I'm talking, look at the bottom of page 5, go ahead and rate yourself. If you haven't already, I hope that you have looked at this already, but, you know, look at the questions, you know, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10, unemotional to emotional? Where are you on emotional expression? And where are you when it comes to feeling in control or out of control of your emotions? There's no right or wrong answer here. Enjoy a deep breath, close your eyes for just a second, ask yourself the question, and then just go with whatever your gut says, because usually your gut is leading you in the right direction. All right, so when we are working on looking at our emotions, because, you know, does anybody here know anybody, or maybe it's you, you don't have to out yourself, but if it's you, you can say, yes, I know somebody who's like that, who gets really emotionally involved in whatever's going on. And sometimes that high level of emotion holds them back. Anybody? You know, somebody who maybe a little thing happens and there's this little thing and then they have this huge reaction over here. Yeah. And it's like almost nobody can get them to see that this reaction doesn't match what happened. There is someone who can get them to see the difference between that. And it's an outside party. It's a coach. It's the reason I have a coach. It's the reason I have a mentor, because I need somebody outside of me to help me see that. So go ahead when you're taking notes, get your pen, write down. You could just write down at the top of page 6 because you've got a lot of blank space up there for notes. I need a coach. Everybody needs a coach. All right. And that's really going to be a theme here. And you've got one right now. So congratulations. You've got me. I'm mentoring you in this week, but you do need somebody for long term so that you can see what you're not seeing. All right. There are 3 things that really impact your life. I'm on page 6. M, Y, and E. Does anybody want to give me any guesses as to what the M, Y, and E mean? They're the 3 different elements that impact us and our actions, reactions, and all of our thoughts. Anybody? We've got me. M stands for me. I am in charge of my thoughts. I am in charge of my responses. I am in charge of who, how, where, when, and why things happen to me. Some people say, well, that's not quite true because of the why. The why is you, not you, but you. I'm a you to you. Everybody else in the world is a you. Anyone who doesn't fall into the me category. So some people would say, well, I'm not completely in charge of me because of all of the yous out there, all of the yous that can do things that are not controlled by me. All right, so we're going to talk about that. Who gets impacted by people around them? Their energy, their thoughts, their beliefs. Yeah, it's a lot. All of us do, right? So we're going to talk about that. And then E. E, anybody want to give me a guess as to what E stands for? I know we've got some folks who have been here with us before and they're doing it again. And why are they doing it again? Because this is a journey, everybody. This is a journey. You continue to pour in. You continue to go back. Don't tell me that you haven't watched your favorite movie more than one time. Why do you go back? You go back and you notice things. Oh, that painting on the wall. Oh, this thing. You go back and you do this over and over and over again. And also, I'm always doing research. I'm always adding stuff for you. So more and more comes to light, more and more comes to you. E, I think we've had some folks say, no, not everyone. That's a good guess though. Me, you would kind of be everyone. So you kind of already covered that. E is your environments. And I have an S on environments. So everybody write down for themselves environments with an S. Okay, well, when people think of environment, they think Mother Earth, trees, mountains, all of that stuff. It's not just that, everyone. There are 9 environments of your life. And what I'm going to do for everybody is I am going to, maybe I can pop it in the chat. I'll definitely, for anybody, are you guys following us on Messenger? Did you opt in to our Messenger messages? Because if you didn't, then we need to make sure that you are able to do that. So for anybody who's on Messenger, I'm going to send you this link afterward. But if you're not here, I'm going to pop it in really quickly. We have our environment organizer with GILD Coaching. And I'm just going to pop this in there for you. If I can find the link, give me just a second. There we go. We're going to do our environments overview. I'm going to pop this in here. There you go. And you can grab the environment organizer. There are 9 environments of your life, and you really need to understand what those things are so that you can begin to see where there are balances and imbalances. Okay, so me, you, and environment. So when you're focusing on the emotions of me, you need to think about all the different emotions that you experience in any particular day. And we do not, unfortunately, have time to go through every single page here and take all the time for every single page here. So guess what? You have homework, but it's fun homework. I want you to download that environments overview that I just put the link in that chat. And then also I want you to go through pages really 7 through 11. 7 through 11 have just some introspective work for you to do. What emotions do I have? What do I think about first thing in the morning? Now, I'll tell you, this is a hard one, right? So just tell me right now in the chat. I want to see some answers pop through. What is the first thing that you think about in the morning? You first wake up, is it, oh crap, morning already, and you hit the alarm clock? Or do you grab your phone? No, no, no. What is it? Is it, oh, my hip hurts? Or, oh, I have to do that today? Or is it, I'm so happy and grateful for a new day? There's a shift that needs to happen. And when you initially start to make the shift to a positive mindset, it's a little bit of forcing it to happen. It's a little bit of, oh, alarm clock. Wait. Dr. Jane said I had to have the first thoughts of my day be positive thoughts. So, okay, I'm happy that I have hearing so I can hear my damn alarm clock. You're going to have to make a certain stair step, right? Evolution to go from negative initial morning thoughts to positive thoughts. And so give yourself a little bit of wiggle room there. But, tell me, I love it. I just see somebody said work. Thank you. Sure. I said journal. Good girl. This is going to be a great day. That's fantastic. That is the perfect first thought. Now, if you are in the mindset right now of waking up and being, hitting snooze, it's going to take a little while to get you to, it's a great day to have a great day, which is what I try to tell myself first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, I'm like, okay, it's time to wake up. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to enjoy some deep cleansing breaths before I even opened my eyes, right? Or before I've even decided to keep them open. And I practice my favorite gratitude formula, and it says something different every day, but I am so happy and grateful now that blank. And then I tell myself today is a really great day to have a really great day. Now, what does this do to your mind? Who cares what your first thought is, right? Oh, this is just a bunch of positive hoo-ha. No, what this is giving your brain a pattern. Your brain loves patterns. And in a couple weeks, I'm teaching a class. How many of you guys would like to come to a free class that I'm teaching? It's about an hour and a half long, and it's all about how to overcome negativity in your world so that you can live a master manifestation life. If you'd like to come to that class, just type, I'd love to come to class, and I'll make sure that you guys get the notification when I send out the invitations for the class. So if that's what you'd like, if you'd like to live a happy life with fulfillment and success, give me a yes in the chat, and please write down for yourself, the first thought is my guiding thought. My first thought is my guiding thought. What you do first thing in the morning sets the tone for the day. I've heard for years that it's really a positive mindset exercise to make your bed. Now, when I was younger, I was like, that's ridiculous. I'm just going to get back in and mess it all back up. Why would I spend time doing this? Waste of time. No. What it does is it brings you into the moment, and it helps you to respect and be grateful for the comforts around you in life. That's why it's a positive mindset practice to make your bed. My bed's not perfect, but it is made, and I am very grateful for it. So the morning routine, and let me just make a note for myself. Got my journal here. Always have my journal, my handy dandy journal by. I'm going to also send you guys, and I'm not going to use all your time right now looking for links, but I will send you all, or come back in later and post the link for Morning Routine for Success, or check it out. Maybe I'll add it to the video description or something. Just look at all the type here with this video. A morning routine that starts with one positive thought, gratitude, and an affirmation that today is a really great day to be a really great day, or to have a really great day. It helps your brain to create the pattern of positivity first thing in the morning. Now, think about this. If you're used to waking up and you're like, ugh, kind of sludgy, kind of slug through, and you just go through the motions, your body and brain are in the habit of that energy. And it's really hard to elevate that energy. But if you start with high elevated energy, you're more likely to keep high elevated energy. So when you teach your brain the pattern of awake, positive, it's easy to maintain sustained awakeness, sustained positivity. Does that make sense? If anything doesn't make sense, just ask your questions in the chat. I might not get to them while we're live because we've got a lot to go through, really a ton today. This could be a 20-day challenge, but I don't think that a lot of people would commit 20 days. So we just try to pack it into 5 and see what we can do. I am going to be live in my own Facebook group after this for a Q&A. So anybody who has any questions that you want answered, I'll be in there for about a half an hour after we're done here. You'll also always see me drinking water. Always, always, always. I'm always drinking water because our bodies are made up of water. And if you don't have enough clean, fresh water, and I always drink alkaline water, but if you don't have enough clean, fresh water, your brain cannot function properly. So everybody, wonderful, deep breath in through your nose, into your belly. Feels so good. Let it out. And now take a sip of your water. We're going to talk about self-regulation. Self-regulation is one of the foundational points of mindset mastery. And everything is mindset. Mindset is everything. And self-regulation is really the core. Self-regulation is a core point of emotional intelligence. That means that you don't fly off the handle when something happens. It means that you can recognize when things happen and that you have a level of self-control that you are able to respond in an appropriate way. Okay. All right. So it is really the ability to control yourself. Now we're now on page 13 of the Success Journal. I'm telling you, we're just flying right through. And I know you may have not filled everything in, but you're going to fill it in at some point today. No problem. So just understanding that self-regulation is self-control. It's the ability to, with a calm and clear, confident head, calm, clear, confident. Those are the 3 things. Write those down. Calm, clear, confident head. Move forward in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. Now, if you drive and you're in the car, do you ever yell at another driver? I can't believe you did that, or jerk, don't cut me off, or honk honk, or it's not a very self-regulated behavior. If someone is ugly to you, do you ever snap back? Are you ugly back? Is that your response pattern method? Not very regulated. Okay. So self-regulation is making sure that in each minute of each day, you're being true to your true nature, regardless of what the Y and the E are impacting in the M's experience. Remember what the Y and the E are? What the U and the environment are impacting into the M, the me part of this. Okay. So page 13, you're going to go ahead. We're going to rate ourselves again. Are we regulated? Or are we not regulated? And be honest here. The more honesty that you're going to bring to the table here with this, the better off you're going to be and the more you're going to grow. So if you want to grow, even if the answer isn't something that makes you super proud, be proud that you had the guts to write it down. So if you're not regulated at all and you're like, no, I chew people out all the time. I throw things. She just described me on the road. Has she seen me driving? Go ahead, mark a 2, mark a 3, mark a 1, mark 5. Sometimes depends on the day. I feel like I'm pretty regulated, but when stuff happens, sometimes I lose control. I would give that a 4. That means you're only regulated when you can control all of the circumstances, and that's not very regulated, frankly. All right, so go ahead and do those, rate yourself, and then what we are going to do is fill in this next section, which is how can you improve? If you're not very self-regulated, how can you improve and become more self-regulated? Because really, if you want to improve your mindset, this is the place that you have to go, right? Improvement. So what are 4 ways that you can improve? I've given you some beginning letters down there, D, B, M, and E. Okay, so what is the D? It's the daily ritual, your daily routine. So I am going to give you that morning routine for success. I'll send that out when we're done here today, but that's what that is. B, I've already told you what I do first thing in the morning. Think about what I said I do. I have that first moment of realization. I find a point of gratitude, and what do? Breathe. The average adult only uses 1/3 of his lung capacity. 1/3 of your lung capacity. This sucker up here, your brain, it needs oxygen. It needs water. It needs oxygen, right? So you've got to breathe. And when I say breathe, I mean breathe deeply, 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 deeply. Okay. So I'm just making notes of what I'm going to send you guys. My pen's running out. So I have another one. Never fear, guys. When I am prepared, I am prepared. I'm also going to send you a little video that I actually did for some clients a few years ago. So it's not pretty. I'm sitting on the floor right over there in easy pose and just am teaching how to breathe. So I'll send a link to that video out as well. So B stands for breathing. What about M? M, what does M stand for? Anybody? Meditation. Meditation. So you have to have your daily routine. You have to make sure that breath work is involved, and you need to meditate. And how do I meditate? There are lots of different places that you can go, but I'll also send you a link to a training video that we have. It's a meditation. It's a 10-minute video that we have that actually teaches you how to calm your mind for meditation. The big problem with meditation that I found a lot of people have is that they say that they don't know how to meditate. Well, if you don't know how to meditate, then you can't meditate. Or if you sit down and you're trying to meditate you're already failing, because meditation is not involved. It doesn't involve that level of focused effort. It's more of a releasing. So we'll send you that as well. Just still making notes. All right. Are you guys getting all this? Is this good for you guys? All right, and then E, this is very, very important. The E is exercise. It is the importance of moving your body conditioning. It's part of the creed. It's what we went over a little while ago. I nourish my body, I move it for strength and stability. If you don't have your body in line, then nothing else is really going to matter. All right. And on your next page, you can I put the creed back in there. And this is just an exercise for you to do after class. Don't have to spend tons of time doing this. But I want you to go through, actually, we can do it right here. I want you to go through and highlight all of the words that have to do with that D, M, B, and E, the daily routine, the breathing, the B, the meditation, and the exercise. So, I mean, really looking at this, and this is actually part of my daily routine, is that I do recite this alone with myself. So the creed overall is a daily routine element for me. It could be for you as well, now that you have it, now that you know it. But look and see what are some of the words in here that have to do with your practices, your routine, your daily routine. Nourishing your body, moving your body, becoming the best version of yourself. If your daily routine isn't supportive of these things, then you probably don't even have one. Because anybody who has a daily routine is focused on success. And the most successful people in the world have a daily routine. And why do they do that? It's because it goes right back to that pattern that we were talking about. Your brain, your mind is more likely to succeed. Your brain, your mind is more likely to be predispositioned for ultimate success and manifestation if it doesn't have to recreate patterns. It's the reason that it feels so good that we go on vacation, because sometimes we need our patterns broken. And when you leave and you put yourself in a new environment or a new location, physically, you're in a different place, then you can't carry out the same patterns that you did in the other place. And it's kind of why it feels refreshing, because your brain gets a break from the monotony. But there's some monotony that you need to carry with you. Doesn't feel very monotonous. And that is the positive mindset. So we've got those patterns. And if you have those patterns and they're instilled in your life and they're positive, then they yield positive results. If you have those patterns and they're in your life and they're not positive, they don't. So even if you do realize it or you don't realize it, you probably do have a daily routine. It just may not be intentional and it may not be positive. So back to the most successful people in the world, they have a very defined morning routine. Why? Because your brain loves patterns. And these people are disciplined enough to know that they need to have those positive patterns if they want to continue the positivity and the focus so that they can grow, do more, and be more. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Give me a yes in the chat if that makes sense. Okay, so if you can do more and be more, don't you want to? And that all goes back to that daily routine. Now, breath work. Why? Why breath work? Well, does anybody here know how to swim? Do you ever swim in a swimming pool or a lake or the ocean or ponds or anything? Do I have any swimmers? Yep, got some swimmers. Okay, so when you were learning to swim, and I was a lifeguard. My husband and I were both lifeguards when we were younger. You know, we're swimmers. He swims almost every day. That's not my choice for exercise, but I know how to swim and I enjoy it occasionally. But when you first are learning how to swim, or when I was teaching the little ones, I loved teaching little ones how to swim when I was younger. You'd have them in the water, and the water would be up to about right here, or you'd have them sit, on the steps so that the water would be about waist. And then you have them just put their head in and go in the water. You go, it's all about breath. And you do that so that they start to learn how to breathe a little bit more deeply. It's also fun to make bubbles, and it disarms them so that they're not so scared of the water. And that starts to get them used to getting their face wet. But then you're going to graduate them slowly into being able to say underneath the water. And so they still have the bubbles, it's still the same thing, but they're going to take a deeper breath because they're going to need more air when they go down. And eventually, the more and more you train your breath in that way, the longer and longer you can hold your breath underwater. Breath work is the same way. If you're not used to doing any physical fitness at all, if you're not used to doing yoga, if you're not used to running or swimming or doing cardiovascular exercises or anything like that, the breathing is difficult because you'll find yourself being out of breath. Have you ever worked out and found yourself being out of breath and you just have to wait, you just have to stop, you just give me a minute? It's because your breath isn't regulated. So breath work, and I don't mean that you have to sit there for 30 minutes and focus on your breath in and out. That's a lovely mindfulness exercise if you'd like to do that. What I mean is that you really, really need to do a little bit of focused and intentional breath work, breathing in deeply. So whenever I say enjoy a deep breath in, have you noticed each time that I've encouraged you to do that, which please go ahead and do that now, enjoy a deep breath in through your nose, all the way down to your belly. Feel your belly expand. Feel your ribcage expand. We're going to do it again. And I want you to notice, how much do your shoulders move? Mine don't move very much. Did you notice that? It's because I'm trained in my breath work. When we're only using the emergency reserve of our lungs, which is really chest up. We're breathing like this and like this a lot. You don't want that. If I'm working with a client, and I have mentorship clients. I have people hire me to be their coach. I have coachees. When someone comes to a session, if they're upset at all, if there's any upsetness in their day, usually I'll see this motion happening during their breathing. And that's when I can see that physical cue, and I'll say, hold on, wait. We need to pause, enjoy a deep breath, and then they'll breathe in, and this will happen. The shoulders become earrings. Those are not very cute earrings, are they? I like my earrings. I don't like these for earrings. So put those down. So they do that. Maybe not that pronounced, but you know what I'm saying. And then I'll say, okay, we're going to more slowly, visualize it going deeper. And then they raise them just a little bit. And then I'll say, okay, better. We're going to do it again. Down to the belly. You can feel your rib cage expand. You can feel the change in your body. When you do it over and over and over again like that, you might even feel a little lightheaded like I do right now, but it's nice. It's an infusion of oxygen. It's a healthy practice that you can do. So the water and the breath work is really very important. So what breath work would I expect you to start doing? I'm going to teach you a box breath technique that's pretty simple, and it will help you to get more lung capacity. Because if you haven't been doing breath work, then your lung capacity, you're like the little kids that just go in the water. You're not ready to go down and hold your breath for 30 seconds, 40 seconds yet, which some people can. During some of my breath work routines, I don't need to take a breath in for a minute and a half. I'm not holding it out. I'm just relaxing and being present and not needing the oxygen because of the exercises that I've just done. Okay, so here's the breathing that I'd like you to do in the morning, and it just takes a moment. Okay, so I want you to breathe in deeply through your nose and carry it down to your lower abdomen, but you're going to do it on a count of 4. So you're going to count in for 4, you're going to hold for 4, and you're going to go out for 4. And then you're going to go up to 5. And then you're going to go up to 6, and then you're going to go up to 7. The first day, you might only be able to go up to 5, but you can do that 5 to 10 times. So let's just do it one time together. We'll start at 4, and let's just go up to 6 together. Shall we? Okay, ready? Everybody ready? Roll your shoulders out. I don't want any tension in your shoulders. So roll them out, get nice and comfortable, and start with me. Deep breath in for 1. Hold it, and out. Now, the out breath is really important because you want to make sure that you get all the air out by the time you're done, and you can blow out through your mouth. So we're going to go in for 5 now. 1. Out. Good. Do it one more time for 6. In. 1. Hold. Out. That's box breathing. It's in, hold, out to the same count. And that will really help you to use more of your lung capacity and to grow your ability to utilize the breath as a regulating technique. So part of the problem when people who are not very self-regulated fly off the handle or go into deep depression, they either go very high or very low with their energy, is that their breath is not regulated. You'll notice when people are very angry that they have breath in their upper chest. It's a very shallow breath. It's not very worthwhile, honestly. It's really just a survival breath. And so if you'll teach yourself to do this box breathing, and you don't have to do it really loudly like I was doing. I was trying to allow you to hear me breathing in and out. You can train yourself to do it very quietly. So when things happen, when the Y and the E in your life act up, you'll be able to go. And you can do that almost anywhere. Almost anywhere. The only places that I would find it not enjoyable are places that don't smell very good because you're breathing in pretty deeply, but you can still do it. You can still do it in those situations. Okay, is this making sense to everybody? Exactly, Will. Will just said you can heal anything with breath, and it is refreshing. Absolutely. I'm so glad that that helped a lot. The breath always helps. So let's talk about the breath for just a minute. I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but it really is important. It is a focus for your mindset. Because if you aren't connected with your breath, then you aren't connected with the moment. And if you're not connected with the moment, then your mind is somewhere else. And if your mind is somewhere else, then you're not the master of your mind. So what are you? That's a big question. What are you in that moment if you are not the master of your mind? You're prey to whatever the Y and the E do around you. And that's the reason that people feel so unbalanced and so up and down and up and down and up and down. Does that make sense? So the breath, mindfulness. This breath, the breath that is in your lungs at this moment, is the only breath that you can experience. You can't pre-experience it. You can't post-experience it. You only have this one. I can't pre-breathe the breath that I'm going to have an hour from now. So when anything happens, when the Y's do things in your life, when the E does things in your life, when anything happens in your life, you can always come right here and focus on your breath. It's relaxing, it's recentering, and you know that it brings you into the moment, the only moment that you have. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's not realistic. You have to think about the future. Of course, you have to think about the future. I'm planning a big vacation right now with several other families, and I'm planning the whole thing for everybody. I have to plan. I have to think about those weeks in the future when we're all going to travel together. I have to think about that. But I'm thinking about it from a now perspective so that it's not stressing me out. It's the same thing with a project at work. Oh, I have all of this work and what if? No. I have this moment and I can be purposeful and meaningful in this moment right here, right now. Yeah? Is this making sense to you? Is this landing? Because this is so important. When you start to feel your anxieties rise, your oxygen level has done this in your body. Raising your oxygen level correspondingly will reduce your anxiety level. If your anxiety level is lower, you can remain more self-regulated. Is that good? Make sense? So we've really covered breath. Now, I promised you several things that I'll be sending out, coming back in, putting in the comments here, or putting in the video description after we're done. And one of them is about meditation. Now, I have a video that I've created. Who would like the video that helps prepare you so that you are open and ready for meditation? Anybody want it? Yeah? I've got all the little comments scrolling over here. So yeah, I see some hearts going up. I see some folks saying yes. All right, so I'm going to give you this video. It's pre-meditation breath work. And so for those folks who say, I'm trying to meditate, I say, stop trying, don't meditate at all. Do this for 21 to 30 days. Train your brain to be able to slow down so that it can be calm. Because just imagine this. During the times that you want to meditate or that you've tried to meditate, are there other things on your mind Do you ever have that issue where you sit down, but then your grocery list comes in, or the fact that you forgot to put the laundry in the dryer, or the thing that you have to do later, or something for your child's school or business or whatever, and it just comes in, and then you're like, oh, I can't do this because I have all this on my mind. Your breath is right up here. Oh, wow, that feels better. Okay, so you've got to first train your mind to be able to meditate before you can actually meditate. It's not just sitting down with your legs crossed and your hands in a specific position, breathing with your eyes closed and saying Om. Those are all different elements of it, but those are meditation as much as flour, eggs, and milk are a cake before you combine them and bake them. Does that make sense? So you can sit there, you can have the right clothes, you can put the soft music on, you can know all the hand mudras, you can have all of this down. And those are just individual ingredients. Until you understand the portions of them, you understand how to combine them in a meaningful way, you can't mix them all up and have meditation, just like you can't just throw all of the cake ingredients in and then poof, you have a cake. No, there's a process. So the cake bakes after you mix it. Meditation baking is before you meditate. So I'm going to give you that. And I'm seeing some people, some people are wanting, saying me. All right. Yes, definitely. I'm going to give this to you beautiful folks. I love creating tools that you're going to use. That you need. So if there's tools that you need to use, there's tools that you need and tools that you're looking for, ask me. We probably have them. And if we don't, then we'll create them for you. Okay. So you've got me. Go ahead right now. If we're not already friends here on Facebook, you can go ahead and friend request me, because you've got a link directly to my personal profile, and I'll go through today and I will just accept the top 50 friend requests that are in there. I cleared out some room for some new folks recently. I think I've got room for about 50 people before I max out again. It's just a constant come and go there. All right. And then the last one, what is that last one? Does anybody remember? Do you have what that E is? Exercise. So look in your creed and see where that exercise comes in, right? My body is my temple. I move it for flexibility. I train it for strength and stability. I'm the vibration of positivity. Exercise increases your vibration. Does anybody here love to put music on and just dance around, whether somebody's watching or not? I mean, I do. And sometimes I have a 13-year-old and she'll walk in and she's like, oh, mama. And I'm like, nope, this is my own personal joy. You just keep moving. Nobody can see me and I don't care what you think. Move it. Exercise, any exercise that you can do. This morning, I woke up with purpose, with gratitude for this day, because it's a great day to have a great day. And I went and I did a really hard cardio workout. And then I popped onto my yoga mat and I did all my stretching and I felt all good and bendy. My kids got up and they were kind of groggy and one was moving slowly. And I was just like, you can't get in my way today, because I've already invested in myself. With my daily routine, with my breath work, with my meditation, and with my exercise, I've already invested in myself. So it doesn't really matter what you people throw at me today. I get to spend an hour with some beautiful people teaching something I'm really passionate about. Woohoo! Who wants to be able to feel like that? Who wants to be able to feel like that with the mother-in-law who just won't get off your back? Who wants to be able to feel like that with the negative coworker or the boss that's not the nicest person in the world? Does that feel good? Is that going to be good for you if you can keep that level of sustained joy no matter what's around you? I'll tell you a really quick story. Dancing to Bollywood. Yes, Prem. Absolutely. Absolutely. So listen, years ago, I worked in a very, very negative workplace with some people whose hearts were in the right place, but they were just so drowning in negativity that they were miserable. They couldn't see straight. And one day I heard a couple of them talking. I was very frustrating to them because I'm positive. And even when negative things would happen, I would come up. I'm solutions based, everyone. You just need to know that. You bring me a problem, I'm going to bring you a solution. If all you want to do is complain, do not talk to me about it, because you're going to bring me a complaint and I'm going to say, let's get to work. Let's make this better. And some people who just like to complain, and do you know anybody like that? I mean, I do. But some people who just like to complain don't really want solutions. They kind of just want to complain. And that's a big fat waste of time. It hurts your mindset. That is not where my heart is. Okay. So one day I overheard these folks talking. They were really frustrated about me, and I overheard them, and finally, just kind of walked in and I said, hey, I'm so sorry that I've been frustrating you guys. Not my intention. I just really want this to work, and I really want this to work. And so anyway, I apologize for whatever I've done that's frustrating, and hope that we can all move forward successfully. And one of the people looked at me and said, you know what's frustrating about you? Nobody understands where your joy comes from. She did that with her hand. And she's screaming this at me. And I had been calm, and I still was. And I said, oh, well, I'm really very sorry that you don't understand where my joy comes from. And I will pray that you reach that level of understanding. Well, she didn't like that at all. And one of the other people in the room laughed. And I just was like, if someone around me is joyful all the time, I'm going to want to know where I can get a piece of that. What about you? Give me a yes in the chat if you want to know where you can get a piece of that joy. I mean, don't you want to? Isn't that what we're here for? To fully experience life, to fully experience joy, peace, happiness, fulfillment, understanding, living with purpose. That's what this is all about. So want you to go back, do journal in those sections in the success journal that are there for you. Make sure that you do that homework. And then also every single day, you're going to have the same homework. Page 15 is your homework from day 1. Want you to write down your 3 biggest aha moments. And then I want you to make 3 commitments to yourself between now and tomorrow's session. One of the commitments can be finishing the journaling work. One of the commitments needs to be going live in the Creator Circle group or in the Gilded Life group and giving your big aha moments. Make sure that you post it with the hashtag MYM and tag me on it so that I get a notification so I can come and listen and hear. Give me any questions that you have there. I will listen to them and we'll address them, I promise. Your commitments can be anything that you want, but they need to be powerful and they need to be doable. It's okay to make commitments to yourself that are a little bit lofty, but for this week, for these 3, they need to be things that are actionable and doable, and you need to commit to do them. Okay, so can I have a promise from everybody that that's what we're doing? Yep, I have your promises. Yes, fantastic. All right, yes, you are welcome. All right, so before we go, we do have an affirmation. We're going to leave each day with a powerful affirmation. And our affirmation is on the bottom of page 15 today. So that is where we're going to go. Are you ready? Everyone enjoy a deep breath down to your belly before you recite today's affirmation. I am a powerful creator in control of my own destiny. I am a powerful creator in control of my own destiny. Now, if you would like, if you have any questions, I'm going to put something in the chat right now. If you're joining us live, if you're joining us on video, this isn't really going to apply to you. But if you're joining us live, I'm going to give myself just a 5-minute break. And then I'm going to be going live in the Gilded Life group. And there is a link to it right there. I think that's a link to it. I think I did it right. I'm going to be going live. Nope, I didn't type it in right. Hold on one second. and I'll put it in. I'll put it in properly for you. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I left the S off groups. So, all right, 1 second, and I will find this again and put this in for you. I will, I'll be there in about 5, maybe 10 minutes. And and we will be going live. So it is the Gilded Life group. And you should, when you registered, you should have received a, cannot find it. You should have received an invitation to join the Gilded Life group as well as this group. So definitely want you in both places. Here we go. Whoop, there we are. Definitely want you in both places, and we will be there very, very shortly to answer any questions that you have. So see you there in about 5 minutes if you're with us live. And if you're not with us live, you can also go in there and watch the Q&A on recording. Okay, see you guys soon. Bye.